As our breaking news coverage, I want to take it back, continues. I want to take it back to Israel for a moment. I've been thinking about the comments made on Friday afternoon when we were speaking to Dr. Qanta Ahmed, the global affairs expert, physician who works in Israel. She's a proud Muslim who supports Israel. When she said, okay, that, and we were all caught up at the time, talking about the president's comments about 2 weeks and what did he mean by that? Was it really 2 weeks? Would it be within 2 weeks? That something was going to happen and happen soon, probably this weekend. Dr. Ahmed joins us right now. So you saw this coming.
Hi, Colonel. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very clear. The United States was making her positions extremely clear with the accumulation of assets in the area, with the dialogue with allies, with all that was not said publicly with Israel's treaty partners, whether that's Egypt, whether that's Jordan, surrounding areas with Syria, allowing its airspace to be used. There were so many signals. And so this extraordinary operation the United States has mounted and succeeded and executed is Iran's last chance. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. The world has decided that. Iran has never shown an appetite for a civil nuclear program. And Iran has been an expansionist warmonger for over 40 years in that area, impacting the people of Iran, impacting Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Yemen, impacting the Red Sea, and of course, impacting Israel. So this was bound to happen. It was very carefully decided. It was executed perfectly. And President Trump has officially ended the Obama doctrine. That's a huge sigh of relief. The United States is not reticent. This does not mean that we're occupying Iran. It does not mean we're going to war with Iran. It means that we really do care about the global geopolitical order and that there are red lines for which there are consequences.
None of that, as you know, though, comes without risk, right? As expert after expert has said during our coverage here on the day after. What about the day after, as they sometimes say in the Middle East? What do you see as coming next?
Well, Iran is obviously not ready to give up its sense of self as a force that can fight both the extraordinary state of Israel and the United States and a lot of global pressures. Iran has voted, I think, this afternoon in its own parliament to close or attempt to close the Straits of Hormuz. I heard you
Mhm.
and Robert speaking about that just now. That will be an own goal for Iran. Yes, the IRGC, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, has its own navy and various maritime assets, but that will invoke incredible response from the United States, from the allies, and it will also completely align the Gulf Arab states with the United States and with Iran. The gloves are off now. There's nowhere else that Iran can go. What I do think will happen, and certainly I was caught in that missile barrage today. I did a land route from Israel into Jordan. I'm speaking to you tonight from Amman, and we were
Okay.
targeted by those missiles. Unfortunately, we were okay. But I think in the next 24 to 48 hours, we're going to see the Houthis and Iran coordinate. The Houthis are going to attempt to strangle the Red Sea, and Iran is going to move towards the Straits of Hormuz. Iran cannot export its crude. That is its financial lifeline. Its crude is already piling up in tankers. It's been pumping above the demand of China. It can't move that oil anymore. It's boxed in. So closing the Straits of Hormuz will invoke more retaliation and hurt Iran further. The Iranian regime now it has to look strong for its domestic population, or else civil unrest starts to unfold, and it cannot look weak against its enemies. So it's in a really bad position.
Yeah, so it could start firing missiles at our assets, the United States, in the region. There's troops certainly within range. Or they could go back to the old playbook. You mentioned some of the militias that are affiliated with Iran, the so-called proxies. So you could use that. And then there's always hostage taking. I mean, it's not like we don't know what Iran has at its disposal because they've done many of these things in the past.
You're absolutely right, Colonel, and don't underestimate their resolve. They are truly ideological. Not only that, but assassination attempts of diplomatic
Hmm.
targets that includes in cities in the United States, in Europe, in South America. It also includes attempting to resurrect its proxies. Right now, the best proxy it's got going for it are the Houthis, and they aren't to be underestimated. But they do remember recently the United States launched a 53-day, 24-hour around-the-clock bombing campaign on them. So they might not want to invite that once more. But many of the proxies can read the tea leaves, if you would say. Hezbollah said on Monday, the second or third day of this event, the preemptive strike, that they were not going to participate. Hezbollah is still infuriated that Iran did not come to their assistance. Ironically, Iran armed the proxies in order to provide a safeguard against itself, but Hezbollah couldn't believe it was sacrificed in Israeli warfare on the northern Lebanese front. Similarly, in Iraq, there are many Iranian-backed militia, but they've got a good thing going. They're now integrating themselves with the Iraqi oil economy. They have their own government contracts. They're not going to go down the drain for Iran. In fact, many of them are so afraid of Israel that they're using burner phones, they're not online. I've been told by contacts in Iraq that they actually are leaving their posts and going home. So no one's coming to the rescue of Iran.
If we wanted to be optimistic then, if you're right, no one's coming to the rescue of Iran, they're kind of isolated here. What about the scenario where they just do come to the table and do what the president demands that they do? I mean, what odds would you give to that? That they, they're willing to give in here and cut whatever deal they can cut?
So the remnants of this Iranian regime, and it's very important to say that in this extraordinary operation that Israel has been prosecuting now, they have eliminated layers of military command, layers of intelligence command. Perhaps while we're speaking, and I have no information about this, but perhaps while we're speaking, the Ayatollah himself is being targeted for assassination, and the 3 replacement clerics that he was recommending. He's already started to plan his succession, so he knows that his days are numbered. Those are all going to be removed. And there are military inside Iran that are anti-regime. So all of these forces are at work as we're chatting. The diplomatic effort that the Iranians are making is more of the same. They have been absolutely out of central casting to go to the United Nations, to go to Geneva and say everything that sounds that they are pacifist while they pursue an incredibly expansionist bellicose agenda. So we do not trust them in any way, and they do not have credibility any longer. It's interesting to see at the moment in New York, the United Nations is meeting, and the scenario has been inverted. The United States and Israel have been portrayed as the aggressors, when actually Iran has been the aggressor for 46 years.
We'll talk more about that here in New York. We're glad, Dr. Ahmed, that you're safely in Jordan. All the best, and thanks for joining us tonight. Hopefully we talk again soon.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.